Yeah, so my name's Friedlander. I'm 29 years old. I've been playing overseas for the past 10 years in 4 different countries. I'm obviously from the US, from New York. Very open-minded guy. I love to work hard. I love to provide people opportunities. I like when people smile, they have fun. Recently retired at 29 years old. I had the option to play this year as well, but I wanted to go more into the management side. And I thought, being a part of the Skanstes and Metta system was perfect for me, because for me, I'm very passionate about helping younger players, guiding them in the right direction, and being a mentor to them, essentially a bigger brother. We are going to provide a fair opportunity to players. We're gonna have 5 different trial periods for 2 weeks. So you're gonna be allowed to come train with us for 2 weeks, show your ability, and if you're good enough, you can either sign with us directly, or we can push you to the first team who plays in the first tier, the Oberliga. As you know, my goal is to provide undiscovered talent a chance to go pro. But essentially what we want to do is we want to bring you over to Latvia, show you how beautiful it is, how safe it is, and how good the football is. And we want you to get a feel for our club. And I'll help you in the right direction for your career. So my goal is to provide you the exact advice that I wish I had when I was your age to take your career to the next level. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got our 3 trialists here. This was our first trial period. For those of you who know me, what I'm trying to do is really give undiscovered talent a chance. I think a lot of talent slips through the cracks. So essentially what I'm trying to do here in Latvia is bring that American spirit of always giving people a chance. And essentially there's always a possibility to sign at the next level. If you are of the level which these guys have proven to be, even if they don't fit in with us here, maybe if we don't need them exactly in the team, their position, what we're gonna try to do is make sure they get a possibility within the pro game. We've had an excellent 2 weeks with them. We're gonna do an interview on every single one of their stories to inspire every single one of you. And we also wanna show you that you have to do whatever it takes to chase that dream. It's one thing to talk and say you wanna play professionally, but essentially at the end of the day, the most important thing is action. We were at dinner last night with the club owner, who took some time, a little 2 hours with us, and he was saying how inspiring their stories were. So my thought for this content is I wanna share their stories and show you guys and girls that it's possible. If you have a dream, you gotta go after it. It's gotta be your only choice. It's gotta be your plan A. Yes, you could have things in parallel, but essentially you gotta chase that thing with all your might. You gotta sacrifice, you gotta lose sleep, you gotta miss family parties, you gotta miss birthdays, you gotta miss weddings, you have to miss family vacations, you gotta miss your girlfriend sometimes. That's what it takes to chase this dream, essentially. It's not all sunshines and rainbows. You see on Instagram these Lamborghinis and Ferraris, the Rolexes of these top pros, but at the end of the day, most pros make 1,000 to 2,000 euros a month. But if you really want it as bad as you say you want it, and you love the game as much as you do, you go after it. So we want to share their stories. They're going to introduce themselves real quick, where they're from, and then we're going to get into their personal stories.
Hi, I'm Aidan Rundemuller from Ireland, 22 years old.
Next one.
I'm Ewan Causer, I'm 19, from Manchester.
Next one. I feel like I'm on The Bachelor.
Yeah. Brad Hornback from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm 21.
Love it. Yeah, so essentially just want to ask you a little bit about your journey, as I said, inspire others. So if you just take us through, your academy days, how you got to where you're at right now.
Yeah, so I started football like 5. I was playing in like very low level in Ireland, just kind of Sunday league sort of standard. Obviously wanted to take it further. There wasn't really any opportunities for young players, so yeah, I moved up to the nearest city, which is Cork, and played there for a team throughout like my teenage years. And then from there I did different trials and stuff in like England. Didn't really fully work out, but I ended up staying over there for 3 years and played semi-professional over there. Obviously between summers and stuff like that, I was emailing clubs, like knocking on doors, trying to get an opportunity. But yeah.
I want to ask you about that real quick, about emailing clubs, because I encourage a lot of players to do that.
Yeah.
What did you do? What was your method? Like soccer? Are you the soccer way type of guy?
I'll be honest, I wouldn't recommend my method. But so the way I was doing it was, obviously I'd go on the club website, find the sporting director or like a chairman of the club. I'd send hundreds of emails, and obviously just say, look, I'm interested, I'm looking for a team, I'm a free agent. And obviously half the time you don't get a reply, and sometimes you're lucky, you might get 2 replies, and those are then you have to be ready to get on a plane, and that's kind of how football works, really, isn't it? So I did that a few times. I think the most connections I probably made was probably through things like LinkedIn and WhatsApp, I would say. Emailing, obviously nowadays not many people look at their emails too much, so that was my way to kind of get in the door, I thought, anyway. Yeah. For
sure. Yeah, you said you were on trial in Romania in the 3rd league. How'd you get that one? Was that a LinkedIn or how'd that come about?
That was actually through a friend of mine in England. So we had like a group training session close to where I lived, and through a mutual kind of connection. And so 2 of us went over there, stayed there for a week. And like the standard and everything, I absolutely loved it out there, and kind of gave me like the first taste of like professional football. And was just addicted, to be honest with you. Obviously would have loved to have stayed, but it was amazing. So yeah, absolutely.
I think honestly that's one of the best ways, through mutual connections and friends. And things like that. So I think it's always important, whether you're playing pickup or small-sided or any of that stuff, it's always important to act like a professional on and off the field, because that opportunity you never know where it's going to come from.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, as I said, you kind of always have to be ready as well. Like, you just have to be training the whole time by yourself. I mean, the way I used to do it when I was in school as a kid, I used to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, train, and then go to school, and then train in the evening. So yeah, it was a big commitment, like, and it didn't have much of a social life, but I think like in the long run it'll all be worth it. So
yeah, absolutely love that. As I spoke about in the beginning, the importance of sacrifice. So any inspiring words to people chasing the pro dream?
Yeah, I probably would just say just keep going. Like, I wouldn't say like it's always a game of opinions. Football's a game of opinions. If one coach doesn't like you, I think that the next one might. So just keep at it, and eventually I think it'll work out. Everything happens for a reason, so you'll end up where you're meant to be. So yeah, absolutely love that. And you said first started following RicFit in 2019, 2020? Yeah, something like that. I think during the lockdown, so I was looking at ways to like train at home, and I was doing your ball mastery sessions and yoga sessions, and it helped a lot to stay in shape, and
absolutely love that. Yeah, wish you the best of luck, man.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, brother, so you could just tell us a little bit about your story, how you grew up, academy, how you essentially got here, and what you did to get over here.
Yeah, so started out in England, obviously like everyone playing Sunday League, and you get scouted at a young age into different academies. Luckily for me, my first ones was Manchester City, was my first one. Obviously great experiences there when you're a young lad. And then I spent most of about 3-4 years at Port Vale. Then I went on to Bury, Crewe Alexandra. So some really good academies in England, and then went on to play in Wales in the Welsh Premier League. Played for the reserves there. Did really well. That was my first men's footballs at 16 years old, and did really well. Got moved to Step 5 team, to National League in England for a reserves team, and my first experience in English non-league I got there. So I think I overall got like 60-70 appearances in senior football. I'm only 19 years old, so I think especially men's football at a young age has really helped me. So
I love that. And what's your experience been overall here in Latvia? Thoughts on the standard, thoughts on the city, culture overall.
Yeah, I mean the city's beautiful. It's an absolutely amazing city. I suggest anyone to come and visit here. I think the people are lovely, and the level of football here is good. Is good, and I think especially for UK players, if you've just been released from the academy, or you're a young lad who's playing regular non-league football at a good standard, you know, and you want to try and get into the pro game, I really suggest, you know, being brave and taking the next step and coming over to these kind of countries, Latvia, Lithuania, these Baltic areas who are producing, you know, so many players at the minute who are playing at the top level.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, obviously you shared before, you know, that you're willing to do whatever it takes. You know, essentially you're willing to knock on doors. And, you know, I really like the statement you said before about, you know, when you're kind of in someone's face, essentially, you know, it's kind of harder to turn you away. So what's given you that type of bravery and courage at 19 years old?
It's my love for football. I've loved it since a little kid. It's my whole life, and yeah, you have to make sacrifices, and always have done, to be the best I possibly can, and try and get the opportunities that I've got over the years. So far, it's paid off, and obviously look to make my next step into European football and at the professional level. Like over here, for example, you know, to fund getting over here for accommodation, flights, everything. You know, I have to sold one of my prized possessions of a signed football shirt. So yeah, it's the things you do for football.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. We wish you the best of luck, and yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Yeah, brother, so if you could just tell us real quick, you know, about your upbringing as a footballer, you know, how you made it over here, and then, you know, kind of end off with some inspiration for players chasing the dream.
Yeah. So, like we said in the intro, my name's Brad. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. And yeah, I kind of ended up over here. I've been a client of yours for 3 years now. So that
Shout out to Ville.
Yeah, shout out to Ville, exactly. So yeah, it's been a great experience so far, and I'm very grateful to be here. So
Yeah, man. So you know, inspiration for players chasing the dream.
Honestly, I think
Maybe walk through the flower garden a little bit. Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, that's a good point. Like enjoy the little things along the way.
Yeah.
You know.
Smell the roses.
Smell the roses. Exactly. You gotta take joy out of the small things, and you know it's gonna sound cliche, but it's the truth. You gotta enjoy the journey.
Absolutely.
You know, there's gonna be highs, but there's gonna be a lot of lows along the way. You're gonna face a lot of rejection.
Yeah.
And I think if you can have a strong mind and not let those rejections really impact the way that you see yourself and see yourself as a player, but also a person, then I think the opportunities are endless.
Yeah, and I think honestly, with that being said, obviously we talked about, you know, the environment here. I mean, personally, I always say I love the country. You know, I think it's, you know, one of the best countries I've been in. But I do think sometimes overall, I think the footballers and the culture kind of take things too seriously.
Yeah.
So I think what I've experienced, I mean, for me, like, I love cracking jokes. You know, I take things seriously. You know, business is business, but you got to have fun. You know, take the piss sometimes. You know, some banter.
It's a banter. I fully agree. I think if you're just serious all the time and you don't know how to turn it on and off, then you don't know how to really enjoy the whole experience, you know. And I think there's a time and place to be serious when you're on the pitch, when you're training and things like that. But I think it's very important to also have a good team culture inside the locker room. And if you don't have that, it's tough to have a good chemistry on the field if you don't have that off, you know.
Yeah, and then just the last thing, I don't want to go too deep into your personal life, but I know you got a good girlfriend who supports you, and you got a long distance relationship. How do you know? Obviously, a lot of footballers, you know, struggle with that. So, like, what's your advice for footballers, you know, to find a good girl who supports you, and also to you know, have that long distance relationship and keep it secure while you're chasing the dream?
Yeah. Communication is key. You know, you got to put up front what your goals and your dreams are, and the right woman will get on board with that, you know, and you support her, she supports you, and you're feeding off of each other, you know, support each other's goals and dreams, and if you build that strong connection, it's not necessarily about constantly being physically with that person, because you have that will help you with the long distance, and me and my my girlfriend and I have been doing it for a while now, so you get used to it. You do. It doesn't get easier, but you learn how to manage it. And if it's the right person for you, then it'll work.
Love that, bro. Maybe a little side us, a little dating coach, a little hornback love coaching.
Hit me up.
Yeah. What's going on? We got Taylor DeFo here. If you could just introduce yourself, kind of where you're from, your age, position, and what you thought so far of Skanstes and Riga.
Sure. As you said, my name's Taylor DeFo. I'm from Pennsylvania in the USA. I'm 26 years old, and I play usually as a left back, sometimes as a winger. But just super excited to be here. The quality here is great. The weather is amazing. The food's also amazing too. So really happy to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, you've been over at Soccer Visa with a good friend of mine, Joe. How was the experience over there? Any comparison to over here?
Big shout out to Coach Joe and Soccer Visa. Did some pro development there for a month. It was a great opportunity, great experience. Gave me a chance to kind of show myself, and I just kind of showcase myself in front of other coaches and other teams we played there. So this is very similar. It's given me an opportunity to compete, to play at this level, and just for coaches just to have a look at you and see how you fit in the certain levels.
Absolutely, bro. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Matt Jomi, welcome to Skanstes, welcome to Riga. How's your experience been so far of the city, the country, and the training?
It's been good. I like it. Like, the country's pretty chill. Like the city, like the sights, like the trees and stuff is nice and calm. The area, it's a good area. And the training's been good. It's a good level. Like, we're playing with a development team, but I can see like the standards are pretty solid, so I like it.
Absolutely. So can you go a little bit into yourself, you know, age, where you're from, and your position?
I'm 19, from California. Yeah, I'm a striker. I like to score goals and help the team. And yeah, I like to win, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I see you're doing some promotional branding for Talent Project. How was your experience in Germany with them?
It was a very good experience. Like, it helped with my development over there, like getting used to playing with German football, and like it helped my game. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what are your thoughts overall on Americans immersing and integrating into European football?
I think like the very best Americans can like they can hang with the European football, but it is a jump, because like in Europe they train twice a day every day from a young age, and in America we only train like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So that jump is kind of big. But if you train by yourself, then you can make the jump. Absolutely.
So would you recommend it to other Americans?
Yeah. If you feel ready and like you're the best in your area, then yeah, why not?
For sure. I appreciate it, man. Best of luck.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks, brother. Good man. What's going on? So we got 3 boys right now on trial. We got Myron here. If you could just introduce yourself, where you're from, your age, and a little bit about your journey, because I mean, personally for me, I think it's very inspiring that you guys came out here. Obviously, my goal is to really get undiscovered talent a chance. Guys who've slipped through the cracks, who haven't been given a fair chance. I want to put them out into the market and really help them, you know, sign their first contract. So if you can just, you know, tell a little about your journey and how you got here.
Hi guys, I'm Myron, 24 years old, from Singapore, left winger, from zero to hero, shout out.
This guy loves shouting out. Zero to Hero YouTube channel, we'll put it below.
But yeah, pretty much my journey in football. Played most of my time in Hong Kong up until the age of 19 years old. Went back home to Singapore for military service, compulsory military service for all Singaporean guys for 2 years. And then after that I came out, had a major injury as well, left ACL and meniscus tear. Really tough one, put me out for 2 years.
Real quick, just for the listeners, what was your process, like the mentality during the process? Because I always talk about the importance, you know, how the injury process really strengthens the mind, you know, and you come back stronger. Did you feel that?
Oh, 100%. As much as I wouldn't wish that experience on anyone, I think it's definitely made me a stronger person in terms of my mentality and my mindset. It really tested me. There were loads of times where I felt like giving up. I felt like I couldn't do it, but you know, day by day, you just take it one step at a time, you get better, and then you go from there.
For sure, brother. Yeah, so take us through the rest of the journey. after Hong Kong?
So after Hong Kong, obviously after things opened up in Singapore, I played for Balsa United RC in the 3rd division in Singapore, and then had a decent season. Team didn't do so well, but from an individual standpoint, I can't complain too much. And then after that, I took my talents over to Spain. I played for Alicante City FC last season. Played there for about 7 months. Was a really eye-opening experience. It made me realize that, you know, there's still so much to learn. There's still so much to push myself. And I felt like, you know, I wanted another challenge. And when I came upon this opportunity, I said I had to take it. It felt like a no-brainer to me. And yeah, came out here, challenged myself, and I felt like I did myself pretty proud. But, you know, we'll see what happens next.
For sure, brother. So how do you enjoy the experience overall? Skanstes, what do you think of the level? How do you enjoy the country and the city of Riga?
I think in terms of the level, it's definitely been, at the start, I think I had to slowly adapt to the challenge, the intensity. I thought was good. But yeah, I love a challenge. I absolutely love it. You know, put myself out there, slowly, bit by bit, play with a little bit more grit, you know, in terms of physicality, and, you know, test myself out there, really. In terms of Riga, the city, lovely place, really, really nice. Weather's really enjoyable, definitely a lot nicer than back home. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it a lot.
Also, yeah, we heard you got into it a little bit with the women around here, huh? Just messing around. What do you compare overall the standard of Spain to here? Any major differences? I mean, what have you taken aboard? What have you learned from this experience?
I think from my last club to Skanstes, I think the biggest thing I would say is that in terms of technical ability, I would say over here, definitely surprised me. I didn't expect that. Obviously, over in Spain, they have a bit of a reputation, you know, they pride themselves on technical ability, keeping the ball on the ground. But over here, I would say most of the players are pretty sharp. I think obviously the squad's a little bit young, so in terms of decision making, there are times where, you know, they definitely could do better things. But that comes with age, that comes with experience.
Yeah. Absolutely, brother. We appreciate you taking the opportunity. We'll be in touch, and let's see what happens here and moving forward.
Perfect.
Yeah, appreciate it. 0 to hero. What's going on? As you've seen within the series, I've taken the guys who've come on trial. For me, it's very inspiring when guys chase their dream. And as I've said before, my main goal is to help undiscovered talent get a fair pro chance and a pro opportunity. We got my buddy Drew over here. So if you could just introduce yourself real quick, maybe work out that back so that slap doesn't hurt you too much. But yeah, man, if you could just introduce yourself, where you're from, age, what you thought of this experience, and a little about your journey coming over here, and kind of, you know, what you've taken from this experience.
Yeah, my name's Drew Ferdinand. I'm 23, and I found out about this opportunity through following Rick for the past four and a half years. Found him when I was over there in England playing for Crystal Palace. Got that opportunity through a club called Fram out in the States, which was great. And yeah, the level comparison between England and here so far, I would say this area is just a little bit more physical. I wasn't expecting it. England's pretty technical and all that, but I would say that over here it's just a little bit more physical. The overall experience at the club's been pretty good. You know, everyone's been very welcoming and nice. I mean, there's been a few, not people at the club, but a few people in Latvia that were kind of rude to me. But overall, I'd say most Latvian people in the country's pretty nice out here. Again, I love the old aspect of the city and everything like that. And I love like walking around the city and all that. But the food's been amazing, way better than the food over there in the States. And the level is very intense. I like it.
Any specific things you've learned from Skanstes and Coach Giannis that you're going to bring into your game?
Yeah, definitely getting more physical on the ball and shielding the ball more. Definitely using my body to keep the ball on the backside of the foot and all that. And then defensive-wise a little bit, yeah, lowering the center of gravity and using my body a lot more on the ball and off the ball.
For sure, for sure. We appreciate it, man. Obviously, we'll be in touch and look forward to seeing what happens here and possible other opportunities in the future. Thanks, brother. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you got inspired. As you see, these guys are willing to do whatever it takes. We're gonna do our best. I'm gonna do the best from my side to put these guys in the right situation. If you like the video, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Let us know down below in the comments what else you want to see here from us on YouTube. We're trying to take this YouTube to the moon, and you are the one who's going to help us. Deuces. Hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you click one of these 2 videos right here to stay up to date with the best football development channel here on YouTube. And most importantly, don't forget to drink your sparkling water. Deuces.